Hello there everybody, a very good morning to you all and happy Friday and welcome to another live trading session here at Taurex. Hope everyone is doing well and had a good trading week. Probably better than me. Ugh, bit of a rubbish week really, to be fair. But we'll break it down. It wasn't too bad. We'll break it down on the trading journal and we'll discuss what happened. Just seems to be having a bad time, just trading, just trading USD yen all the time, which is annoying me. But there we go. It's fine. Good morning to you, Curtin. Good to see you. And thank you very much for the message. I hope you're doing well. And it's good to see you here on this Friday morning. So we had some more data out last night in the form of the PPI figures. Sorry, that's too bright. In the form of the PPI figures, and it was hot again. And I was sitting there thinking, why, if we're getting hotter inflation in the US, why is the dollar selling off? There has to be a reason for it, right? So actually, the components that were inside, and this is sometimes the problem if you just analyze things on a surface level. If you actually dive into some of those, and I'm going a bit too technical here, so I do apologize. I'm just telling you the reason why. Is that actually the CPI figure and the PPI figure that we got, the components inside of that which made up that figure. A lot of the stuff that was very hot was more of a seasonal thing, like a January seasonal thing. And actually some of the components that point towards the core PCE index were actually slightly softer. So basically what I'm trying to say is, in really simple terms, is that inside the report, some of the metrics that are really important were lower. But some of the metrics which weren't so important were what elevated the actual headline and main figure itself. When you couple that with the fact that the Trump tariff situation, and we're seeing a situation where we're not quite sure if we're going to be seeing these tariffs coming through, and people are now saying that he's using them Trump's using them as a bargaining tool, as a negotiation tool, should we say? Sorry. And so when we got that initial surge in the dollar off the back of the tariffs being announced. Now we're sort of bringing back those expectations. We're seeing the dollar really struggling to find some real momentum. That's fine. It's all good. So when it comes to the economic calendar for today, on Friday, so we had some. I don't know if we've actually had this out yet. Let me refresh this page. No, not yet. So we've got. So yeah, because this is UK time on my calendar, I need to change it. So we've got some GDP figures out of Europe, and we've also got retail sales later out in the US. That's going to be an interesting one, because if retail, there's like the strong CPI didn't cause a dollar rise, the strong PPI didn't really cause a dollar rise. What about if we've got strong retail sales? Is that going to be what causes a bit of a late dollar bid into Friday, or obviously the opposite? So if you look at the actual forecast here, the retail sales figures here, 0.4% is the forecast, is the previous figure, minus 0.1% is the forecast. And sometimes with retail sales, for some reason, the projections can be quite far away from the reality, from the forecast. So it should actually be quite an interesting Friday. I'm interested to see how this Friday goes. Now, let's talk about the trade. Okay, let's talk about the trade. That's what I really wanted to talk about today. And if anyone has any other things they want to talk about, then feel free, any markets they want me to cover. So I took a loss on a trade which I'd have executed every single time. And I'm so happy I can show you that, right? Because often people either don't show their losses, like when you see on Instagram and stuff, they don't actually show their losses. Because it's not as sexy to view on social media, because you'd rather see someone make $1 million. But actually, I don't really care about that. I'm just documenting my trading journey, and I took a loss here on dollar yen. So for those watching on catch up or anything like that, always get honesty from me every single day when I'm trading. So we had a bullish crossover here, and I basically traded. And what I liked about this trade as well, not only that, is when you look at the previous market structure low, we actually saw a situation where we broke above this high, and then we surged higher. Retested my EMA 12. Again, it was a trade I'd have taken every day of the week, 4-hour time frame. I put my stop loss always sort of like 10 pips below. Never really got going, hit my stop loss. That's it. I mean, like, that is trading, right? We take plenty of losses throughout the year. So what I want to do is I want to document that into my trading journal. And the great thing about that is that, I know it sounds really weird, I know, but I don't have any regrets about taking the trade. And this is why I talk a lot about psychology and stuff. That's a big thing for me, because a lot of people would have taken a loss where, you'd have just gone down and, hit stop loss. And, it's messes with your head mentally, and you try taking the opposite side. So I've had a bit of a battle this this last week with dollar yen. So let's just head over to the trading journal and I'll put it in. So I took the trade yesterday. I posted it in the channel. So it was the 13th of February 2025. Again, long on dollar yen, which didn't work out. The entry for that was 153.671. Okay, and my exit was about 15. I think it was 153. It doesn't really matter. This bit doesn't really matter too much. So my closed P&L for that was 2%. I think it was actually, if I want to be specific, let's check. 1368.75. You can be as, with your journal, you could go do it to the penny if you like. I'll do it roughly. H4 trend rider, H4 TR. I'll be honest with you, I was confident in the trade, to be fair, because I thought we had the hot CPI, we had the hot PPI, and I thought, I think with the dollars on for a rally. So I was fundamentally bullish. Breakout as a break of structure as well on the 4 hour. And that's what happens, people. Sometimes it doesn't. Lessons here, perfectly executed trade. I know it sounds really weird, but this is the truth. Perfectly executed trade. Would have always taken it. Just didn't work out. Okay? Just didn't work out. And sometimes that is the way the cookie crumbles, should we say. So if I then copy this into my 2025 master sheet, that will update my P&L. It's been a fairly iffy month, should we say? Minus 3% so far, 10% in January, minus 3%, 1 win, 2 losses now for February. There we go. So overall at the moment, 7% up on the year, and I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, good stuff. Right, and then in terms of new opportunities, I'm quite excited because I am currently live on a dollar yen short, and I'm sorry that I couldn't post it in the Discord channel before because I wasn't active and I wasn't at work, but I was at home. So, but for those of you who follow the strategy, I will be releasing an academy which basically has these strategies that I use to trade in. So you'll be able to implement them in your own time. And you can see, basically, I went short on a trend rider on the dollar yen. So, yeah, I will update the journal and see how that trade goes. I tell you what, though, people, like if you're potentially not in this trade, there is potential for re-entry. So if you look how well it's been respected now, we see this downside momentum, and you can see that move to the downside. And I know that people will say, for those of you who've watched the streams, you'll know that I use the ADX indicator, and I can tell you on MetaTrader that the ADX indicator is in a good place. It's sort of on the way back up. So yeah, it's pretty good. But I promise, I'm developing the academy. We're building the community. This is just the early stages. Those who are with me, this is just the early stages. Okay. Shaba, good morning to you. I hope you're doing well, and thank you very much for the message. And hope you're doing well today on this Friday. So yeah, just a quick summary there. Didn't quite work out on the 4 hour USD yen trade. I've documented that in my journal. Would have taken it all the time. I'm short on dollar yen at the moment. I know people will probably be saying, why would you Why do you keep trading dollar yen? I don't really know why. I should probably take a break from it. I just keep being drawn into opportunities on dollar yen for some reason. But sure. Euro dollar. Yeah, I mean, euro dollar looks increasingly like. Just want to check these RSIs. Have I got the where is it? There it is. There we go. Yeah, if you look at this, we've actually had a bit of a signal on euro dollar for quite some time. Of some bullish RSI divergence. Now, I have to say, I'm broadly a man who's bullish on the US dollar. Often that is the case, but this time I believe that we're actually starting to see early signs of the dollar turning over because of what I said at the beginning of the stream, Shabba, which you wasn't there at the beginning, but basically what I said was that some of the components that made up that hot CPI figure and that hot PPI figure, the important components in those figures were actually pointing to softer inflation, right? And then you couple that with the fact that this tariff thing with Trump, he's potentially not actually going to implement these tariffs as he says. I might be wrong. And people are saying that he's using them as a negotiation tool, as a bit of a power trip. So when we saw that surge in the dollar off the back of the Trump tariff announcement, it's falling flat. So I actually think that euro dollar could be good for some longs. And what you may notice here is when we go down onto the 4-hour time frame, you're just starting to see our first series of higher lows. So the important test here is this high, 1.05. If we can break above this high, I'll be looking for a retest of one of my key areas, an order block or my EMA 12 for the trend rider, or any sort of retest of note that you like. Maybe it's a Fibonacci or something, whatever you use as a retracement. If we can break above 1.5 and above this high, that I think is going to spell some more euro dollar upside in the next few weeks, and that's my opinion. So take a note of that one. Okay, oil's been interesting, hasn't it? Because we didn't really come and test 70 yet. I'm not really too keen on that trade idea itself, and the stock market, well, has done which I'm not going to claim to be a genius and predict, but we said that at the beginning of the week that we could see this week being a week where I actually marked the US 30, to be fair, and it's actually lagging a bit behind, but I actually believe that the US 30 can make a run up to 45,000. We see the Nasdaq, look, all-time highs pretty much. It wouldn't surprise me if we tap into all-time highs today. So if you're looking for a quick 70, 80 points, then that could be something to take a look at. And same with the S&P 500. I mean, look how close we are to all-time highs there. So that continues to be a market where we get a pause or a dip. Then we need to look for some more buying opportunities. And same with gold. I've got no real trade idea as such on gold. We have had a bit of a breakout here, actually. That's interesting. Breakout retest, that was the signal. Okay, there could be an opportunity to go long on gold as well. I'm probably going to leave this alone, but my actual there it is. My 2025 prediction for gold was 3,000. We're actually making some serious headway. So maybe something like that for gold. No worries, Shabba. Hope that made sense. I'm actually looking for something like that for gold. So maybe we'll monitor that for next week as well. That could be something. Okay, good stuff. Yeah, so we've got some retail sales out later. I'm currently live on dollar yen short, and we'll see how that goes. Third time, I think the fourth time I've placed 3 trades. Have all been on dollar yen so far. This is the 4th, so we'll see how this one goes. Doesn't really matter about the market, does it? If the technicals are lining up and it's a trade idea, then it's something that I'll execute. And I like the look of gold as well. I like that breakout. So we'll see if we can get a move higher on gold. But I'll probably wait till next week for that. Oh, sorry, Kurtz, and I didn't see your request there because I was looking at the YouTube chat. USD CAD. Yeah, sorry, 2 seconds. USD CAD, right. So, I had some drawings on there from before. Wow. Look at that. Look at that pump and dump. That's crazy. I mean, look, you can actually see it's across the board, technically, on a lot of the dollar pairs, we're seeing signs of reversal, bearish reversal. I think that it looks the same for dollar CAD. Look at that candle yesterday. So for me, Curtin, look, there we go. Bearish crossover, breaker structure, breakdown below these lows. This looks fairly bearish. But I wouldn't be selling here. I'll be waiting for that pullback and then for that move lower. I'm obviously not going to do that because I'm already short dollar yen. But USD CAD again looks at another. I'm saying a lot of these dollar markets look like they could be reversing. And when you actually look at the dollar index itself, look where we are. Can you just see those signs? Sorry, let me delete all these arrows. Look at that candle closure yesterday. Horrific. We could be ending today with a closure below this low. And then what I would expect is something at the beginning of the week that looks like that. Maybe we're going to start to see a move lower in the dollar. So that's my view. We'll see. But that looks technically like a potentially good idea for... And that's one of the reasons why I'm short dollar yen. So yeah, that's my view on that. Okay. Good stuff, everybody. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Thank you very much for tuning in this week. I'll see you all on Monday for my week ahead analysis. All my top trades for the week will be on Monday, and I'll be breaking down all the events that come up. So make sure you tune into that. If you are looking to get involved in our prop as well, we've got our Atmos Discord channel, atmos.tradetaurex.com. Go and check out their website. We're going to be building the community on both sides this year. So yeah, we've nearly got 100 members in Discord already, so which is good to see. Thank you very much for those who tuned in. Take care, trade well, trade safe, and have a good weekend. Thank you.